Going on, everybody? This is Joseph Ramirez. I was, getting ready to, I just got finished playing a game with, Colby and, decided to, kind of get on here and give you guys some, um, a few deck ideas or whatever for league play. I know, we're getting ready to, um, soon go into, hopefully another tournament season or another tournament, actual tournament for prizing, or look at like another league play where you can actually start, getting in if you haven't gotten Tabletop Simulator, where you can actually download the app with all the cards, kind of get you a feel to start, picking up building stuff and not have to worry about having the product, not having the product. That way you can kind of see everything and then kind of go from there as far as like what you need to pick up, what you want to pick up, and things like that. So I figured I'd do a quick little video, kind of give you some ideas, what to look out for, just things that you may want to play. And this is not this is some ideas that I've kind of put together, but you can definitely do whatever you want. I already had a Lions video where I pretty much show essentially the Lions and how in synergy games they can definitely be very, very good. So there's that. But I wanted to kind of give you some ideas as far as other things. First thing I wanted to kind of show was the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously the Super Bowl champs, right? We'll start with the Super Bowl champions. And their synergy is active when all of your players are Chiefs. When you play a long pass, you can increase or decrease the catch range by up to 2, which is very strong. They have a very strong offense. They have a very weak defense. Like if I have to put in scales, like we say, like I guess 1 to 5 on a scale of 1 to 5, their offense is top notch, 4.5 to 5 versus their defense, and their defense being more to the low end, 2.5 at best, I would probably say. So we'll start off with like the offense. I run Sky Moore, rookie card, wide receiver. Whenever one of your pass plays is stopped, you draw 2 play cards. Doesn't really do much, but there isn't a lot of other receivers or running backs. This guy's a flex spot, and when I say flex spot, it means you can pretty much change him out for whatever. It doesn't really matter. Key guys in the deck, obviously Travis Kelce, 2022. This guy by far one of the strongest players in 2022 set, and you really have to play him. It pretty much just shuts off just about every tackle ability in the game, unless they're playing legends. Or like Aaron Donald, something like that, that's real high. But he says, cancel all tackle abilities of players with lower rating than this card, and whenever this player is exhausted, ready or energize it. So basically, if you run with him, receive with him, whatever the case may be, if he gets exhausted by an effect, he then energizes himself. And then his ability is a global ability that works for everyone on your team. So it does say cancel all tackle abilities of players with lower rating than this card. So if they're lower rating than a 94, which a lot of people are, pretty much you can just I can receive with Sky Moore, and I would get this cancel the tackle ability effect from Travis Kelce. So he's very, very strong. One of the strongest players, like I said, in 2022. So you definitely run him. You run McCall Hardman, obviously, on a receive 1 to 0 at the end of the play. The play becomes first down, energize all players on the field. So he lets you reset, go back to first down, play again. I'll go to next Tyreek Hill. You play 2020 Tyreek Hill, 3 to 5, you gain additional 15, and then you get the Travis Kelce effect to cancel the abilities of the tackler. He's just strong. He's one of the strongest. You could basically switch him out if you wanted to, if you play a gridiron build. And as long as there's gridiron on the field, he gains 20 yards. You could run that one. That one's just as good. So you could run that one instead, just kind of your preference. Patrick Mahomes, hands down, 2020, just way too good. Way better than 2022 Patrick Mahomes. 2022 Patrick Mahomes is just awful. Just based on the way it's ruled, if you run, a short pass, medium pass, it's considered long pass, and essentially any one of those types of passes can stop it. So if you run long pass against Patrick Mahomes 2022, you can stop every single play because all of their short and medium passes are considered to be long passes. And so they just get stopped, which is really tough. This one, even if they find out your strategy and they go, okay, I'm going to run all, long passes on defense, that's fine. You can exhaust as Patrick Mahomes, you ignore it. So he says, exhaust, pass. If your pass play was stopped, ignore the defensive play card unless all passes are present. Exhaust only during on-field adjustments. With the new ruling of being on unique, either you have to play a unique action or a unique play, and not a lot of people are playing the unique play in spot of not this Sunday or miraculous play. You're never really going to see all passes. It's just too rare at this point now. And just to play it against this Patrick Mahomes is kind of you get a one-time use of all passes and whatever. It's not bad. So this makes this Patrick Mahomes the best Patrick Mahomes that you can run. So, or at least in my opinion. So it gives you the opportunity, especially with the deck idea that we're doing here, to continuously make your plays and just score, blitz score. Moving on to the defense, Daniel Sorensen tackle, pass at the end of the play, energize another player. Chris Jones tackle on a run middle, run right, 15 fewer yards if the runner doesn't have a power up. Tyrann Mathieu is the best player on defense for them. You get to exhaust at the start of the down, reveal your opponent's hand, choose a power up that's in there, and discard it. The strong thing about this, doesn't need to hit a power up. You get to see their hands. You get to see all the plays in their hand. You get to see all the actions in their hand, and you get to kind of predict and know what's going on. You'll see that in the gameplay video that we played in just a little bit ago. That that part of it is really strong, and that's where their defense ends. That's the best part that they have is just knowing the information. Very, very key. And then once it starts dwindling down, where those particular things disappear, then he starts to be far weaker. That's why you can Sorensen to do this again if you need to. So Kendall Fuller, exhaust, your run middle becomes run left instead. It's only good if you call a play that's run left and they run a run middle on you, that you can change it to an auto stop. It doesn't do very good with Chris Jones, considering he's middle right, and then you put it to the left and doesn't do anything. It would be nicer if he changed it to a right to where he could, stop it with, Jones, but neither here nor there. Snead, tackle on a pass, gains 10 fewer yards if this character has a power up attached. If not, then it's only 5 yards instead. So pretty lackluster, but it's the best that you can do on the defensive side of the ball. So that's the lineup for offense. I will quickly talk about the play cards in this particular, just because this particular build that I have is quite unique, but most of the time, if you've seen any of my other videos or deck techs and stuff like that, I'd let you guys actually just kind of build the play deck to your liking, because you may have specific quote unquote cards that people specifically play, or if you're playing on tabletop or you're playing against your friends and they usually like to go all runs or they like to go all passes or they like to do some kind of mixture thing, you kind of know like what they play so you can mold your play deck to be what you want it to be. Um, in this deck idea, I wanted it to be very specific. And the reason why is we're clearly, for like a league play, you're not going to be prepared for all 32 teams. You just can't, right? You can't put everything in there everywhere. If you want to have like a balanced offensive playbook, you're going to run, 3 to maybe 5 long passes on defense. And so we take advantage of that with Patrick Mahomes here. And so all of my play cards are going to be long pass. And this synergizes obviously with our synergy, which says we can increase or decrease the range by 2. So we get to up this 3 to 5 to a 1 to 5, or we get to go to 3 to 7. You do have that leeway. Most of the passes in here are the 3 to 5 50-yard longs. And that's kind of what I did. On defense, I tried to keep them very balanced in what I'm blocking on defense. So that's why you'll see like 2s of a lot of things. And you do see that I do have some runs, which is very key. Now, I only ran this particular 70-yard pass play on because it was run middle, run right. Here was short and medium passes is just too strong on defense. So, you kind of run two of these. As far as the 2 runs, you run these 2 and these 2 run middles when run right, simply because you want to be able to have that defensive card. These are very strong, medium and long pass, and then medium and short pass. But you can get away with long pass, long pass, long pass. They don't expect it. Go into a draw play up the middle and, gain like 45 yards or something like that. So very, very cool. This is the idea on offense as far as the play calls. You can always change it, like I said, to your particular preference. Make it a little bit different how you like. That's totally up to you. When it comes to the action deck, again, a lot of it's going to be preference, essentially based on like what people are playing. I've got 2 natural abilities, 1 hallowed ground. Hallowed ground is just good against, main power-up decks or decks with a lot of gridirons. You can just reset everything. Your circuit breaker, run circuit breaker just for the power-ups. Not this Sunday. You can only run 1 because it's unique now. 2 not on this field. I feel like, gridirons are very prevalent. And like some very strong gridirons out there that you'd want to run 2 of these. You could cut this down to 1. As you can tell, I'm running 22, so you could cut down, 2 cards specifically. Clean slates, you have to for the gridirons again. 2 outperforms, 2 sideline adjustments, 2 training recalls, 1 field dynamics. When you're playing against league, you really want to run at least 1 of these. It's got a really bad timing point. And you can only do it at start of possession. So like the very, very start of the current possession. So it's very, very limited, and it's real bad if you draw it later on than that. However, it's almost needed in certain matchups. Like if you go against the Miami Dolphins, you're only going to get 25 yards on each of your long passes. And so if you don't have a way to continuously use Patrick Mahomes, you're gonna run into some trouble. And so there's a few things that you may want to turn off, but essentially, yeah, you kind of want to have 1 of these at least. Loud noise, players can't search the deck, so this kind of stops your training recalls, things like that. It is a stadium, so gets rid of their stadium. Gridiron weather, heat wave just cancels the tackle ability of the tackler. It's good against defenses that have tackle abilities. You got 1 speed kills, 1 instant replay, 1 prevent defense, and 1 Travis Kelce. You run the Travis Kelce, obviously Travis Kelce, very, very strong. Anything that like prevent defense or something like that that's going to stop you, you're able to still gain your 25 yards since it says 25 yards instead. And then there's a cool interaction with him and Patrick Mahomes. that you can receive with Kelsey and then energize another player, which would be Mahomes, to get a second use of Mahomes, and you can kind of go that route. I've done this before with an old Chiefs deck that used that idea. And if you start at the 25, you get three 25-yard plays. You're in a score. And with Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelsey kind of going back and forth, back and forth. I mean, you can't lose that. But in that deck, I ran Adrenaline on Kelsey, which is another option that you can do. You can take out some of this stuff and put that in there. But I would definitely take out the prevent defense. I had one of, it was just like a one of, like, but being that the deck is 22, I could remove this, make it 21. And then I probably get rid of one of these, not on this field or natural ability, something like that, depending on what I see. I could probably move those out and kind of change that up. But that's the Chiefs in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always reach out to me in the Discord. Or here, if you have a question here, you also can do that. But that is the Chiefs. We'll do another video with one of the other teams that I have, so I can give you some ideas. But until next time, guys, you guys have a great day.